been your proudest moment, through your journey that you can think of, well, when it comes to that?
This is probably, I'm probably going to get emotional about this, and I can already like hear my therapist being proud of this answer because something that's really hard for me in my anxiety is self-doubt, and I think the social anxiety comes from that, and I'm still unpacking a lot of this. I mean, I'm only like, I think, a year and a half into therapy, so it's such a journey. But just self-doubt and really negative thinking is something that's a major pattern for me, thinking about myself. And I think that that is probably a big source of the anxiety, or maybe the anxiety, probably both, causes it and it's a source of it. Um, and only this year, I have like been able to be proud of myself for something and actually say it out loud. So it's funny because your question is, what is something you've been really proud of? And something I'm really proud of is that I can like say things that I'm proud of myself, and that I can not only just identify them, but say them. Like whenever in therapy, sometimes I usually like zone out. I'll look when I'm in therapy, I'm like kind of staring off and I'm just, like talking. And then every once in a while she'll stop and be like, Courtney, she's like, I'm proud of you. She's like, you just said something like good about yourself. And she's like, that's so amazing. She's like, you're seeing good things and you're acknowledging it. And so I think that, because the question was, when did I feel like accomplishment I'm most proud of? That's a really big one, is doing that. And then I would say my other thing that I'm most proud of is kind of just my growth this year. The Teacher of the Year award, and the kind of the role and all of the things that the opportunities I've had along with it, to someone with anxiety, are very intimidating, but I knew I wanted to do them, and I knew that it was important that I did them because I felt, for different reasons, I wanted to. And I also felt an obligation to all the teachers of like Plano, that if I have this position, I'm not gonna skip out on these opportunities and these things. And I felt proud to get to do that, and I wanted to. And so the growth I've had this year, I can't even even the fact that I'm sitting here talking is a result of all the growth I've gone through. And I'm so proud of the things that, it's still hard sometimes to say the positive things. I get kind of caught. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud that I've been brave. It took a lot of bravery to do a lot of the things this year. And every one of them, I came home and I was like, that was the best thing ever. Like, I had so much fun. Like, the first one was doing the new teacher speech, and I wrote a speech and I actually talked in front of everyone. And like afterwards, I was like, that was awesome. And I was just so proud of myself. It took a lot of bravery. And this year, I never would have said this about myself, but this year I've decided that my favorite quality of myself is my bravery. And for someone with anxiety to say that, because I used to, until this year, think I was the least brave person ever, because I equated, I think that's the right word, bravery with not feeling anxious. So I thought being anxious about things means you're not brave, whether it was a disorder or not. Like, I thought that's where my mind was. And then this year, because of therapy and lots of different things, I learned that, it's hard to say, I learned that I think I'm one of the most brave people I know, because despite my anxiety disorders and everything else, I was able to do those things. And so I'm very proud of myself that I can say that I'm proud of myself for being brave, and that I think I have shown a lot of bravery to do those things, even feeling that anxiety. That's very hard for me to say. Oh, okay.
Well, I echo that.
Thank you.
And one of the reasons why I really wanted to just sit down and just talk to you and give you an opportunity to share your story you are brave, and just hearing your story, a couple months ago, and looking at all the things that you've done and that you've accomplished, just getting to this point, even take away Teacher of the Year, but just getting to this point, people don't get to that point. And one thing that we try to tell our children at home, because it's hard to talk about yourself and give yourself those attaboys, but we tell our kids, even if you feel uncomfortable, just say, yay me.
Oh, I like that.
Yay me.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do.
Give yourself some positive, love yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's been, I think, one of the most amazing parts of, since I made the conscious decision to start talking about it, is I have already had like maybe 5 teachers go and start getting help, and either diagnosed with something or not, but just getting help and like self-reflecting and trying to see like, oh, maybe this isn't a normal level. And I think that teachers, just by nature, I think you mentioned this earlier, we are so like, we have such a servant heart, and we so put everyone else up in front of us and everything. And I think that's just, we kind of almost let ourselves, I don't want to say suffer, that sounds very intense, but we'll put usually everyone else before. And so, but we can be teachers and care about others, but we have to take care of ourselves. And my last thing is, when you're saying that, to encouraging your kids to celebrate themselves, one thing that I've talked to my therapist a lot this year is, when I do these things that I'm excited about, or these opportunities and I'm proud of myself, I'm like, oh, I feel bad that I'm enjoying this or that. I was like, oh, it's an honor, but she says, you can be doing things to help other people and still feel good about it, and still enjoy, whether it's an award or a recognition. Like, you can be doing it for these great reasons, but you still can be excited and enjoy an acknowledgement, and you need to still be proud of yourself.
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to be completely for everyone else to still take care of yourself, celebrate yourself. Yeah.
Absolutely. When I talk about, and when we hear about what's behind the apple, it's, we have teachers like yourself that go through things, and maybe it may be difficult at times, but they power through. But more importantly, they know what tools they have in their toolkit to help them power through.
Right.
And thank you for sharing the resources that you've utilized, because maybe some didn't know. Like, well, wow, if the Teacher of the Year of Plano has that, maybe it's something that it's okay for me to do.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank
you for being you, and congratulations again on representing Plano ISD as our Teacher of the Year. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you. It has been a huge honor, and thank you for this conversation and spotlighting mental health. I'm really grateful.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
Absolutely.